All right, guys, we're back here at the wall. Like we promised, we're going to be talking about plug voltage detectors, plug testers, and breaker circuit finder type items here. So we're going to start out with our voltage sniffers. These are non-contact voltage detectors. Your meter a lot of time also has that feature. So if you turn your feet to NCV, a lot of times it will give you non-contact voltage detection. It's not as precise as I like, but if you drop your detector and still need to do it, it's kind of a cool way. One thing that I always like to be able to do when I'm using those is making sure I have one that has a green light, makes noise, and always tells me it's on. I like the green light, red light type situation, which is what this does. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna test something that we know to be live. So I've got this plugged in. I know that that guy's working. I can come over here, and I don't know if you guys can see that or test it, but we're getting a bright red flashy light and a very obnoxious noise. So I know that the tester is working properly. I come over here, maybe I'm testing to see this particular light is out because I've turned it off, but I want to test and see if it's working. So flip on the switch, I'm like, is it a light bulb? Is it something else? I need to find this line, nothing here. So you'll notice it doesn't work on this side, which will be the neutral side. It is gonna ring out on the hot side. So the hot is on this side, neutral's on that side. It will change on some of them. You'll see it, that has the hot on the right side, or the left side there, and nothing on the other side, just barely going through. Now, I'll tell you right now, these can be defeated with wet Romex. So if your Romex is on the outside of a house and you're trying to test it, a lot of times the wet Romex, that paper gets caught inside, and that will cause you problems. But we're able to test, even though the light's out, I can test this. Now if I want to make sure that's what it is, I've got my switch here, I put it on there, and I turn it off and it goes green, okay? So I know that's good to go. I know that's what it's doing. That does help me find things that maybe that light is completely out, okay? Do I trust these? No, this might be where I'm trying to make sure a breaker, I can put this right up against the breakers, and then I can turn off the breaker, and I can see that that breaker is off, and to make sure it actually went out, and then I test it again with my actual meter. So this allows me to go in there, maybe I want to make sure the panel's dead, I turn it off, make sure the panel dies, make sure my breakers are dead, and then I open it up and I retest it again with my meter. The meter doesn't lie. These will lie. Usually they'll lie in the on position. They'll say that there's live voltage there when there isn't, okay? So test it, make sure we're checking. This could be a wire through the attic that we're trying to check. Once we find the wire, make sure that's the right one. We can turn it off and make sure it turns on and off. Kind of a cool feature, and like I said, that little round tip they put in there, don't snap it off, but that's designed to go inside of plugs. Okay? So, next thing, we have a couple different versions of these guys here. On the table, we're going to go ahead and use this guy right now, which is your plug tester. Plug testers are kind of cool. We also have these little cheapy ones you can buy for like $11, $15, somewhere around there, and they just have lights. I like this guy a lot better because it gives me some more really good information. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. This says there's open circuit, meaning there's no voltage here. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. It tells me green, and if you were able to read this, which I'll try to pull it out, it will hold it for a while. It'll say correct 119 volts, and then it will disappear after that. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's what it says. It says correct voltage, and it will stay for a couple seconds while it flashes until it turns off. The other option you have is you can take one of these guys and plug this guy in, and it tells you with the two yellow lights, or two orange lights here, that if I look up on here, it says it's wired correctly. Now we have this one that says do not use, bad, because I screwed it up on purpose. We're going to come over here, we're going to plug it in, and it's going to go orange-red, which is going to tell you it's a reversed neutral type situation. Same thing with this. I have it on, I hit it here, and I see the red light already. I pull it out, and it stays there hot, neutral, reversed, 120 volts. I really do like this feature on this guy that it explains it. I don't have to go looking for it. It's pretty simple. Now here is the kicker. So I take my GFI tester, I plug it in, I hit the test button, both lights go out, right? Because I turned off the GFI. Now this is a wired up GFI. This is where you get in trouble when you don't go around and test these. This circuit should be GFI'd because it's on the load side of the GFI. Watch what happens when I stick my GFI tester in there and I hit the button. It does nothing because it's been improperly wired. So it is no longer a GFI because not only is it wired wrong, but now it's ultra dangerous. I can't hit my button here and have it trip the GFI. So this is one to show you guys how to test. So this one's wired correctly. This one has a reverse neutral. And go ahead and buy one of these guys. Everybody makes them. You know, this is a Klein one, but like I said, everybody makes a version of this guy. Now, we're gonna get into finding circuits. So this is one of those, you plug in something and you wanna find the circuit. So one, we don't wanna do it here, we wanna go ahead and do it here. We've got our 2 green lights telling us that it is working properly. We come over here, we flip our tester on. We're gonna go through all 3 circuits. Then we're gonna come back and slowly go against them. And then we turn it off. We see that it turns off the lights over here and that it's all dead now. It's not getting any signal. Now, one thing I will tell you is that they have to go in line with the breakers. So whether this panel's this way, it doesn't really matter. It has to go across all the breakers. You can't do it this way, where I'm holding it like this. And if I was to run it across those breakers, it will not work. So we want to be this way, go across, let it set itself, and then re-go again. Now, if it does trip out and doesn't get you on the second time around, turn it off, reset it. Once it's reset, knows where it's at, we do it all over again. We go through one time, we come back again, and then we verify that it goes out with the light over here. Good to go. Really cool tool, guys. This will also help you find wires in the attic. Reset it, let's turn it back on. And I've got all these wires all over the place. I can sit there and find. I can come over here, tap it onto one, and that will help me know that that's where that line is. Okay? Again, you gotta reset it every time. That's gonna tell me every time. Nothing. Tells me it's good to go. Okay, so those are the 2 features there, guys. That's how we pass our electrical tester, scenario. So the first one is going through, testing for all of our different voltages, testing all the different features on our meter, making sure that our meter can do this, and then coming back, and you should have all these kind of things on your truck. Breaker finder, voltage sniffer, and a plug tester. Now, one other thing I want to show you guys you really should have for all your tools here is a screw-in light bulb, which just has your 2 prongs, a 2-prong offset tester, because you can test without ground, and then a plug-in 3-hole with alligator clips. And this allows you, maybe you've got a light switch that you popped out, you can clip onto the light switch, and then use your circuit finder to find them. So what we're going to do is we're going to unplug here. So we've got a dead light bulb here. We're going to go ahead and plug into that guy, if I can get it to go in. We're going to go ahead and turn on 2 here. Now see that it is only showing 1 green, which if we look on here, we only have 1 green on the one side. That's telling us open ground, no ground. So we have hot, no ground. It still works. So I can plug this in. This is actually screwed into a light bulb with just like this. So it screws into the light bulb. And then we have a 2-prong tester that goes on it. In some of the old houses, this is how you work, and a lot of times this is how people hook things up. It's kind of crazy. So we're gonna go ahead and turn it back on again. We're gonna do the same thing. Okay, we're gonna come back through. We know it's here. We turn it out, and that turns off our light there. We're gonna go ahead and turn on our light here so we can see that happens. We'll do it one more time so you guys can see the light go out. Go ahead and turn it on. So across one, they all beep. Second one, beep, real solid. Nothing. Beeps real solid. So we know if we turn that guy off, the light goes out, and we win, you're safe to work. Again, always recheck, use your sniffer, whatever it is gonna be, but make sure you guys are following these rules. This is how we pass our wall, which when we're doing this, we've already tested this, we've already showed our guys in the field this, we've already trained them. This is to get their evaluation up. So this is for everybody's purposes to kind of watch. We're not responsible for how you do this or how you use your equipment or what you buy. We are just allowing everybody to see it. We made it public so everybody can have fun and kind of laugh, tell me I did everything wrong and I should have never been an electrician. But this allows you guys to kind of see how it's supposed to be done and what you should do to progress in the future. But this is for review purposes only, not for training. So please guys, use it wisely. Use it as a review, help you remember things. Watch our other videos, like, share, subscribe, and leave notes down at the bottom. Tell me I'm the worst electrician ever and I never should have got into the business. Doesn't matter to me, it just helps me get views, guys. So as always, have a great day and we'll talk to you later.